Hello, everyone. I am so excited to have another way to connect with you other than email during this quarantine. Sorry it's taken so long. It has taken me a while to get the kinks out of learning how to use this software and hardware for that matter. But in any case, I'm so glad to have this time with you. And I'd like to tell you what I'm planning. I'm planning to do a series of short videos that will be somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes, somewhere in there, maybe 15. Um, and they will be showing and sharing different practices that I've been doing for myself that you may want to try. And then if you watch the video, it will kind of be like we're doing together, that will be focused on bringing our minds and bodies, our energy fields into a healing state to help us to stay as healthy, as centered, and be as strong and as resilient as we can during this very challenging time. It is mid-April right now, 2020. We're all probably stuck at home in quarantine. Um, and the outer world does not feel like a very safe place right now. And the problem with that, if we spend a lot of time reading the news, watching the news, listening to the radio, is that we're reminded of just how unsafe it is, what we need to do to try to separate ourselves from the risk factors that are out there in the world right now with this virus. And unfortunately, whenever we feel unsafe, and most of the time that calculation of whether or not we're safe is made at a subconscious, semi-conscious level, not a completely conscious level. And when we have come to the conclusion that we're not safe in any way or for any reason, what happens is it begins to put our nervous system and our body into a state of stress and into a state of fear. And that is a state that almost instantaneously has effects on every organ system, on all of our hormones, on our digestive system, on our immune system. And so if we want to stay strong and stay healthy and as resilient as possible during this time, we somehow need to create for ourselves a feeling of safety, an experience of safety. And if we can create that in our bodies, then through the body-mind connection, that signal will be sent into our brain, into our nervous system, and into our body, and it will help us to stay balanced and to keep our immune system active and primed. And that really, besides the social distancing and isolating ourselves, it's our immune system that gives us the best protection that we have right now. So I have found a little bit of inner conflict at times in this over the last month since this kind of really kicked up in our country because when I allow myself to think about the number of people that are suffering, the number of people that have died, the number of people that have lost people, it's so sad and it's so tragic, and it makes me almost feel survivor guilt or something like that, that I should be peaceful, that I should be, seeking balance and be in some meditative state or peaceful state or enjoying the sunshine or enjoying, sitting in my backyard or taking a walk around my neighborhood or something like that. But what I realize when I think about it is that my most powerful contribution, and this is true for all of us, that we can make in this situation right now, if we are not first responders, we're not on the front lines and able to help those that are sick, besides keeping our distance from everyone else, is to maintain as much inner peace as we can. Because I believe, and you may be able to imagine, that we are all part of a field of consciousness, a group consciousness that we both feed into and influence, and that we are in turn influenced by. And so if we can stay in alignment within ourselves, if we can stay centered within ourselves, if we can radiate um, a peaceful, balanced aura, so to speak, vibe, so to speak, then we will be projecting more powerfully into that field and having a positive influence on it. And that will have a positive effect on others on a variety of levels. Um, but even if you don't, that may not be part of your belief system. Just keeping ourselves healthy and strong is valuable not only for ourselves, for our family members, for those in our community. And if we can keep ourselves out of the medical system, that's a good thing for the first responders too. So I want to get back to this idea of how our minds and our bodies decide that we're safe. There's so much in the world out there that's not safe. Here's a few things that we can do to create a feelings and sensations of safety, of centeredness and groundedness within our own selves that will make a difference. And my experience is that it makes a difference for me. So here are a few of the things that make the biggest difference in terms of the signaling coming up from the body to the brain. Number one is breath, the quality of the breath. The speed and the depth of the breath will instantly send a message up to the brain through our sensory nervous system, telling the brain whether or not we're safe in this moment. And this moment really is all that we have, isn't it, in each moment? So slower, deeper breaths, especially in a series of 3 or 6 or 9, will help to uh, bring our nervous systems back to a more parasympathetic rest, digest, heal, balanced state. So even just, let's do 3 slow, deep breaths together. And here's something that I've been adding for myself, which is to help to relax the neck muscles, the shoulder muscles. We tend to hold a lot there when we're stressed. So on the inhale, the shoulders are going to slowly, as slow as you can, float up into the air. So your muscles, of course, are contracting to lift your shoulder, but you want to imagine that they're staying as relaxed as they can as they're doing that, and literally like the shoulder is levitating or floating up into the air. So on the inhale, the shoulders very slowly float up. On the exhale, they very slowly come down. And on each exhale, you may be able to feel that they're coming down a teeny bit lower. On each inhale, they're coming up a teeny bit higher. So let's just do that 3 times together. And then I'm going to wrap up this introductory video for now so that you don't have to watch this whole introduction again when you want to practice the practices that I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'm going to be in other videos in each one showing and sharing something different, so you can go back to specific ones as you would like to in the future. Okay, so let's do this breathing 3 slow, deep inhales and exhales with this shoulder movement. We'll do that together. Slow inhale, number 1. Take as long as you can, slowly in through the nose. And let them slowly descend on the exhale through the nose. Pausing for a second at the end. And again. And number 3. A little wiggle. Another deep breath and a sigh on the exhale. All right. Well, I feel better. Thank you so much for sharing this with this. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. For those of you who are our patients in our practice, we really miss you all a lot. We look forward to seeing you as soon as it's safe to be together physically. And I do look forward to sharing with you again other practices that I hope will enrich and soothe and nurture you as we're going through um, this time in our world together. Thanks so much and take good care until next time.